Hello everyone and welcome to AEW Discussion. I'm your host in AEW enthusiast Stinky Doug. In today's episode I'm going to be discussing Dynamite, November 30th, 2022 episode. So this episode of Dynamite's John Moxley kicking off the show, MJF cutting a promo a couple weeks after winning the world title, and also the latest installment in the Best of 7 series between the Elite and Death Triangle. And with that, we'll go ahead and get right into the action. Starting with, an explosive start to the show featuring not only John Moxley, but a returning Hangman Page as well. So Moxley kicking off the show with a promo touting his status as the top of the food chain in the company, claiming that no man would dare confront him, no man could step up to him. Cue Hangman Page making his return for the first time since suffering a concussion in a match against Moxley. The two wasted no time getting physical, and that fight was promptly broken up by security and referees. So this was a red hot start to the show. It drew chants from the crowd of let them fight, which I was all for that, which is also the sign of an effective angle, and also a cue that this is something fans want to see. Page and Moxley are main event talent in AEW, and more importantly, fans believe in them. The intensity and physicality here worked, and it resulted in an opening segment that set up a match, maybe for Winter is Coming, with an inadvertent build and a desire on the part of the audience to see it play out. So, yeah, as I said, this could make it for Winter is Coming, that is coming up in a couple weeks, or you could save it for a little bit late for a different television date. But, I guess we'll see what they want to do there. Bryan Danielson versus Dax Harwood. So Harwood would control the action through the commercial break, but a late reversal of body weight allowed Danielson to slow the momentum and mount a comeback. The American Dragon uncorked his trademark kicks. Harwood countered a Liger Bomb for 2. A series of pinfall reversals gave way to Danielson blind the ball lock for the submission win. He might have won the match, but his chest is going to be bearing some redness and welts from what wasn't a physical encounter. So there was some excitement across the internet the moment this match was announced, and it certainly did not disappoint. It was a hard-hitting affair with some great technical wrestling, even better timing, and a finish that put over Danielson but did not damage Harwood's credibility in the process. The post-match embrace was a nice little show of respect between these two. These guys have been a key part of AEW in 2022, certainly have helped carry this promotion, so it was just a nice little fun little match. Even if there were no stakes, it's still nice to see matches like this. MJF promo. So MJF cut yet another great promo that introduced his Reign of Terror, a play on the Triple H Reign of Terror from back in the early 2000s, and it teased Bryan Danielson as being the top contender to the title. So MJF was great in this segment, reminding fans of the bidding war of 2024. I was surprised he didn't bring up Roman Reigns when he was talking about title runs. Nonetheless, he was promising to hold the title until then, and in the process make the reign of other top villains look short in comparison. He did name drop some guys as well. He also appears to have a little CM Punk strategy going on too, make it look like he's going to exit the company with the world title. Then, in what was perhaps a shocking moment, he flattened William Regal with the brass knuckles, and the commentary team, I'll give them credit, they certainly sold the gravity of the moment, and Danielson as well rushed into the ring and checking on his mentor, missing one booth to certainly sell the idea that he was in the trainer's room. And also, you think about it too, Moxley got kicked out of the building, and Claudio and Wheeler were in Tennessee for whatever reason to do an interview. That's still not clear why that was there, but there was nobody around to come help Regal at the moment. And then the somber tone from the commentary team afterwards, the concern of those involved, and the ambulance angle really put over MJF for being the villain that he is, that he's always been, even more so after targeting a legendary figure with well-known health issues. Danielson versus MJF is certainly going to be a fun match, and also probably be that match of the year candidate that the American Dragon has not had since he fought to a draw against Omega, maybe. it's been a minute since he's had one of those types of matches. And it's also going to be a key moment for MJF's reign to beat one of the best in professional wrestling and retain the title. That's certainly going to be a key moment right there. So this was greatness all around from guys who know and understand what it takes to get an angle like this over. Now, if there was one downside, it's for Ricky Starks, who has a title match at Winter is Coming for the AEW World title. Now, I know Ricky's not going to win the match. That's not expected. But having the foreshadowing that was happening here, it just further confirms that, yes, Ricky Starks is going to lose, MJF is going to retain, which sucks because, Ricky Starks could be a credible challenger, even if you're not going to get anybody to 100% believe that Ricky's going to win. You still want to have some belief, but instead you throw it all out the window. Should still be a good, if not great, match between those two guys, but yeah, Starks has no shot. And you know who else doesn't have a shot? Whoever's winning the Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal, if Danielson's not in it. So if Danielson's not in it, I don't know who would win it, because I don't know who all's in it. But yeah, whoever wins that, I guess, gets a world title match whenever they want, which, if it's not Danielson, then whoever wins that, I don't know, they might want to wait until after that Danielson versus MJF match. Which I guess if MJF is true to his word about only defending the title at pay-per-views, I guess you'd have to wait till Revolution to get the Danielson versus MJF match for the world title, I guess. So how long can that person with the Dynamite Diamond ring, how long can they wait before they cash in on their opportunity? Because either way, if they cash in before Revolution, they're probably not going to win. They're not going to win. But if they wait till after Revolution, if they can wait till after Revolution, maybe they have a shot, whoever it is. I guess we'll see. And then the show concludes with the Best of 7 series, Match 3, the Elite versus Death Triangle. So the Elite attack before the opening bell, setting at fast pace for the remainder of the match. Bodies would soar through the air, wiping out the opposition on more than one occasion, while the champions forced their challengers on the defense. The Elite would prove resilient, not only overcoming an 0-2 deficit in the series, but mounting a comeback to score the win. Yeah, so this was probably, action-wise, this is probably the weakest of the 3 matches. Most of the action took place before the bell actually rang, but it did have good storytelling, with the narrative being that the Elite needed to score a win to avoid a 3-0 deficit. It was a party match, a standard AEW Trios match, and if you like those kind of matches, odds are you were entertained by this. I was entertained by this. If not, you probably hope for a sweep so that this would end. I also would have liked this to end after a best of 3, or even best of 5. But for now, the Elite remains in the fight, and we'll look to even up the series in 2 weeks' time at Winter is Coming. So, again, I've said it before and I'll say it again, not a fan of the Best of 7 series. Best of 3, Best of 5 would have been better, but the matches are entertaining. But it's going to be hard after match 3 to keep people invested in this. I think I've talked about added stipulations so that keep things interesting. I do like how AEW is waiting a couple weeks before the next match. I think that certainly will do the series some favor, giving it time to breathe and giving people a chance to kind of take a break from it and then come back to it a little bit later. That's also a smart strategy too, to try to keep the interest in it. So I like that, but again, you might want to consider some stipulations. Let's get a Tornado Trios tag team match in there. Let's just have some fun with it. Throw in some stipulations, get crazy, have some fun with it. With that, we'll go ahead and wrap up this episode of AEW Discussion. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to hit that like button down below.